Tom Elser, the Biz Doc, giving you my top 10 President Trump executive orders so far in the order of importance, as far as I see. There's 10 of them out there, and he's been driving hard, trying to make changes for America and make improvements. I've got my top 10. You may have your own list. Go look them up at vtnews.ai. So here we go. Number 10. This one was for me on the list because we've all been waiting for it. We knew it's going to happen. Releasing the docs for JFK, RFK, and MLK assassinations. What do we know and when do we know it? The American people deserve to know. Some facts have been coming out. There were really two shooters, really, in Daley Plaza that killed JFK. So now, where's the rest of the docs? But signing the order, number 10. Number 9, we all saw it coming, tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada. I give this one bonus points for slapping around Justin Trudeau, calling him Governor Trudeau, calling Canada the 51st state. This is nothing against Canada, and this is tactics, not ultimate long-term taxes. I keep saying tariffs are tactics, not long-term taxes. But slapping around that bitch Justin Trudeau gets bonus points from me. Number 8, and I love this one because this is true justice. Reinstating the members of the armed forces, including the time that they've had served, to make them eligible for their pensions because they were discharged because of COVID. Signing the executive order that brings them all back. You want to keep serving, you can, or we restore your service time for your pension. This is true justice and an executive order that no one should see political. Bravo to President Trump, and congratulations and best wishes to all of our men and women in uniform who were unjustly discharged and had to suffer during the COVID crisis. Number 7. Reversing gender identification rules at the federal level, including taking the X off the passport. How were you born? What equipment and plumbing did you have when you were born? That's the letter that'll be on your passport. Unless you want to go through a full and complete surgical transformation the way Renee Richards did long ago and the way other people have done, then you can file and do it. But you can't just arbitrarily say, I'm a cat, or I'm trans, or I'm whatever, and there's an X on your passport. What are you? Who are you? We're trying to identify you. Sorry, that's not going to happen. We are now male and female at the federal level. Sanity has been restored. Bravo, President Trump. Number 6, and I can't believe that I didn't put this in a top 5, but you'll find out in a minute. The creation of DOGE. And what's happened the last 2 weeks, this one almost should be like item 0 above number 1 with the trillions that have been discovered and the fraud in the Social Security Administration. But number 6, the creation of DOGE, which is bringing transparency. I don't care how you voted. I have been speaking to people that were fervently anti-Trump and are all going, yeah, that money that's out there, that's kind of messed up. Yeah, no kidding. So you may not like the guy doing it, but you like the results. Guess what? So does the rest of America. Number 6, the creation of DOGE. Number 5, the executive order about California that was putting a little fish over people. Trump turned it around. We're putting people over fish in terms of water in California. You know, there was also other influence that he pushed into California on water when he ordered those people to open that dam and to release water down from north to south. The horrible management by Gavin Newsom and the bureaucracy of California. Trump takes his pen to help California. Number 4, removing the United States from the WHO, the World Health Organization, which has really become, if you dive in and look at it and go search for it under AI, ask AI at vtnews.ai, and find out how the WHO is really just a lobbying organization for China. That's what it is. And when the U.S. pulls out the money, go take a look at how much contributions are left. There's not enough left to get a 6-pack of beer and play poker together. We were funding the whole thing, and yet it was propaganda from China against us. Well, now we're out of the WHO, but it's being spun by the media. Oh, we're out of the World Health Organization. Call it what you will, but that ain't what it is. Number 4, Trump takes the United States out of the WHO. Number 3, you saw this one coming, but it is in the top 3, declares an emergency at the southern border. Trump said, let's pull out the stops. If I declare an emergency, that opens up certain federal funds and options to manage the southern border and to help Tom Homan go take care of it. And what has this done? We have seen in the last weeks that the crossings have down to less than 1,000 a day and dropping. As we have military at the border, we're cutting off the supply lines on the other side. We're flying helicopters up and down, and they can see them don't try to cross. They're not going to let you. And guess what? By declaring an emergency and bringing the proper federal equipment, we can stop all of those Democrat voters, illegal aliens, from crossing into the United States. Number 3, an emergency at the southern border. Thank you, President Trump. Number 2, and this one's number 2 for a reason. You can't have freedom of speech unless you really have freedom of speech. Freedom to be a whistleblower, freedom to have an opinion, freedom to push, and restoring freedom of speech at the federal level and canceling those who want to cancel us. Now allowing whistleblowers, freedom of speech, and federal employees to be able to say what they want within freedom of speech parameters without being canceled, guided, restricted, or otherwise constrained. Wonderful. This is what this is all about. It's in the First Amendment, and it would have been number 1, but it's only number 2 because number 1 is special. Number 1, the number 1 executive order, in the opinion of the Biz Doc, on my top 10 executive orders since Trump has come in, is one that this girl dad likes, but also I think it's justice in action. And it's this: keeping men out of women's sports. How did that look with all of those female athletes and those little girls that came into the Oval Office as he signed it? He held it up. He even, I think at that one, he made a little comment to the girls. See that? That's a 10.
We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President.
He was actually rating the quality of his signature, and that is a great executive order to put a perfect 10 signature on, so that if you get a perfect 10 in gymnastics, you're not competing against a man. You are there. Will this be a precursor to Riley Gaines standing in the Oval Office to receive her rightly earned championship of the NCAA and stripping Leah I Still Have a Dong Thomas of the championship that she stole at the NCAA swimming championships? Do you look forward to that? I look forward to that, Justice. Do you remember that podium? And you saw the people that were there, and you saw him standing there, how much taller, how much bigger, and then in the locker room finding out he hadn't transitioned. He just declared he was a woman and went out and stole a trophy. Let's call it what it is. Justice restored, and it was a beautiful moment in the Oval Office. That's number 1. So that's the Biz Doc top 10 executive orders ranked by me. I find my news on VT News AI. Go register. It's free. And if you get a subscription, use VT News AI, ask VT News AI, and follow timelines and other great features so you not only know the news, you know who's reporting it. See you there.